Hey, good evening, guys and gals. Welcome to Monday. It is a pleasure to be here as always. I guess you could say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are in the world. Today, we are going to finish up our restaurant build series on The Sims 4 here in Brittleton Bay. This is Captain Jack's Seafood Shack. So, getting a look at this world around, this is from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. They decided, I guess, to focus on like a bay world for the cats and dogs, or the puppies and the kitties, I guess you could say. So this is kind of a layout of what the world around this lot looks like. This is a 20 by 15 lot, and it kind of sits right on the pier, I guess you could say, or on the dock. There's some additional seating down here, which unfortunately you can't really do anything with because it's part of the, I guess, part of the lot. So you can't really click on anything or do anything. But over here it looks like there's some boat piers. You can see where boats dock and stuff like that. Just some other little things. Looks like there's a couple parks over here. Unfortunately, you can't go too far out unless you zoom out. And of course, this is the center of town, I would guess or imagine. I believe this is actually another lot over here. This is like I don't know if I'm going to say like a country club or something like that, but this is kind of what that is. So, but just getting a look around, you can kind of see, of course, and it goes out to sea. So, I really do like this lot a lot more than this one over here. Just because this looks more rustic and everything like that. And the neat thing about this is you can, of course, walk onto it from the initial boardwalk area, I guess, or dock area. It also has a connecting dock here, so you can go over to the boat area. So maybe somewhere that, sea captains come in after being out at sea for a while to get something to drink or something to eat. There is a bar in this one as well. So this is kind of the layout of what it looks like. So you just kind of get a feel. Just, it kind of gives you that, if you were maybe in Ocean City, Maryland, or North Carolina, or South Carolina, anywhere that's on the beach and has like a seafood restaurant. So I didn't want it to look like one of those uptight corporate ones like Red Lobster or anything like that. It does have a lot of neat little knickknacks around here that you would see, at a seafood restaurant, like buoys and stuff hung up on the walls. And then once you get inside, you kind of see how that looks. But yeah, we'll kind of kick it off and start right here on the front. So in the front here, you kind of see there's a couple tables out here for seating. If you zoom in a little bit, there's only like 2 tables here, but I figured that was more than enough. If you take down the roof, you can kind of get a better look of what's on the walls. Like I said, there's some buoy, I guess, artwork related. I guess you could say artwork. There's a captain's wheel here for a ship. It looks like they use for decor. We're in Pennsylvania, so we used to have Long John Silver's back in the day, which was a fast food restaurant. And they had kind of decor up like this as well. But they were just like small places you'd find in malls or, outside shopping centers and stuff like that. It was a big chain, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like a big restaurant like this. So, but yeah, you can kind of get a look for the front, the front doors and everything like that. There's a lot of knickknacks, like I said, with the cat and dog world, which is really neat because it's obviously like a bayside type world. You got lobster traps and everything like that. Some of the lights are real rustic. You can see here, like they look like lanterns that would be maybe hung out on a ship or something like that. So I also like the textures for the floor because so this is actually part of the lot, so you can't change this. But this right here is just some of the flooring that came with it, as well as I put sand right down here, you can see, with a little bit of grass growing. Initially, this was just dirt, but I figured you're kind of, at the bay or at the beach or something like that, so there's going to be sand. So, but if you just kind of scroll along the front of the building, you'll see the restaurant sign, and of course, Captain Jack. They had to have a statue, so this is kind of neat. If you actually zoom in, you can see there's another little one over here sitting. I believe that's the actual size. But you can actually increase, of course, the size of things, depending, if you're playing on PC or console. You can do it either way. But yeah, this is kind of just the layout of the front of the restaurant that has a bunch of things like old boxes and crates that may be on a ship and stuff like that. If you also zoom in too, there's they have these little lights that are actually really neat because they look like spotlight type things that'll actually shine up at night. So I don't know why. I'll have to fix that. It's kind of like pushed out of the way a little bit. So, but that's kind of the front of the restaurant. So it just gives you that little, seaside type restaurant feel. If we scroll around a little bit, I kept the sand consistent the whole way around, and also use these. I guess you could say stakes. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. My apologies. But they have like a rope divider, kind of like a fence there. I thought that was a neat little thing to put on there. With the windows, I kind of kept the trim and everything the same color. You'll notice it looks like a dark gray blue siding, but I used like a cream color for the shutters and like the trims here, like the beams and stuff like that. You can kind of see that. And then just little pieces of things like that, like for the roof decoration and everything. I went with a red metal roof because when I was doing the research for this, I looked on Pinterest at like crab shacks and seafood restaurants, and a lot of them use metal roofs, I guess. I'm sure they're a lot more durable, especially beside the bay, because the weather's probably a lot more worse there than it is, anywhere else. So, but if you kind of spin yourself around to the back of the building, we'll do a quick zoom out and you kind of see what it looks like. So we kind of have like a garbage disposal area over here. And then there's a patio over here, which of course we'll get into. And then the windows for the back of it, which are open up, which is really nice because then you can kind of see. Unfortunately, you're kind of just looking at rocks and more of the dock area, but it's kind of nice to have big, large windows like that. So, and then up on the roof, there's like a steeple with couple little windows I put in. You can spin around, you can see I put one on each side, and then of course all the little vents and stuff like that for ventilation. So, and I also use the barn lights. They didn't come with the cat and dog one. I believe they came with the country pack. I could be wrong on that if I can remember correctly. But I put those up above the windows just to kind of shine down. So I thought those are kind of neat, and I added flower boxes to the windows as well. Coming over here, you can kind of see the patio. If you zoom down a little bit. And like I said before, my apologies. I'm playing this on a console, PS5, so if the camera goes kind of out of control or spins rapidly, I probably left my finger on the joystick too long. But yeah, you can kind of see the patio here. It has a couple tables with umbrellas. I like the old chairs, like the old rustic chairs you can see with the tables and stuff like that. It looks a little crowded, but it's maneuverable. The Sims can squeeze behind there. So, but again, it has all kind of little things here. Like you can see some banners I hung up here. You really can't tell what they are. They're just like little symbols and stuff, but I hung those up. Maybe there's a party or an event here or something like that. Also, there's this crab with the bottles is kind of funny because it looks like he's holding alcohol bottles. So I guess that's kind of the theme they were going with, that to be used in a bar. So, but I guess that's like a special sign. You can kind of see some writing and stuff on it. But yeah, and then there's some old rustic banners over here. You can see that they're worn out. And then if you zoom out, there's a sign here as well. Has a little lobster on it. Again, they have their own special Sims language, I guess you could say. So you can't really tell what that says. But that's the patio. Oh, and there's also some lights over here I hung up for decoration. And again, I added a little bit of grass because I know technically you're on a beach. I don't know. It's been years since I've been to a beach, but sometimes you see grass peeking up every so often. So, and then like a little special sign. But I kept the window boxes on pretty much all of them. I really like those as well. But on the front, I forgot to mention this too, on the roof. If you expand the roof up the whole way, I put these signs up. I just built like you can see this little tan part here. This is actually like a half a wall, it's called, and then it's just sunken into the roof. So it looks like it's holding the sign up. But again, there's that same logo with the crab and the bottles. So, but in the front, it has another sign with a couple of the barn lights that look rustic. So I use those. And then, of course, a little flagpole. So, but yeah, that is the exterior of it. I mean, you can kind of see, too, there's also windows. And I put some air conditioners and stuff here. But like I said, this is the dumpster area. Nothing fancy back here. So, like I said, this is actually a restaurant considered lot. So if you guys know, there's actually requirements. So you can change the lot types, but there's also requirements when you do so. So I just kept it a restaurant, but you can see here, you have to have a certain number of items like sinks, toilet, chef station, waiter station, host station, stuff like that. So, and I believe it won't let you upload it to the gallery unless you have all these requirements done. So, but yep, that is the exterior of the building. Let's take a gander inside. So I'll do a kind of a zoom out view. It looks really crowded because there's a lot of detail in this as far as the tables and stuff goes. So once you get inside, you'll kind of see. The thing I like about this design the most is it kind of looks like an old house that you would maybe see along the side of the pier or something like that. You know what I mean? So, sorry, there we go. Anyways, we're gonna spin around here so you can kind of see that this is the interior. It has just the host. This is what I was saying. This is actually the host station. So this would be something that you would see when you go to a restaurant. You know, maybe they take your name down if you have to wait or something like that. But like I said, a lot of the decor I love here because this came from the Cats and Dogs pack. So you got like mounted fish you can see here on the wall. A lot of these buoys are strung up here, and again, the use of these lights and stuff. I like these ones too because they look like old lanterns, so I use those. And then of course the big fish aquarium. Kind of wish they had a lobster one too. That'd be kind of neat. But I also put these little articles above here. Maybe these are awards that this place won for being in a magazine or something. So, but if you just kind of spin around, you can kind of see there's a hostess station. You know, where you drop off where the waiters and stuff drop off like dirty dishes and everything of the bus boys, so they keep extra ketchup bottles and stuff. Like I said, the detail on these are really good. I mean, you kind of zoom in, that's pretty much all the further you can go. But you can see towels and dishes and trays and stuff. So they do, I will say the team does a pretty good job with that. But here's some of the artwork that came with it as well. It looks like a map. So it's definitely has that, you know, coastal ship sailing vibe, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, that's the front. And the way I did this is I actually laid it out so when you walk in, like I said, it kind of reminds you of a house, like a larger house, of course. Off to the left is well, I guess it would be the right technically. But this is actually the little. Let's see, the camera's going crazy on me. There we go. This is actually the bar area. You know, this is where you come in, maybe if you're a sailor, to have a drink, stuff like that. I changed the colors of the chairs sporadically. I could have put them all together, but I thought that would look too formal. You kind of want this to look rustic and like a place that, you know, maybe doesn't have a lot of money, but they still, it kind of gives it that old feeling, you know what I mean, with different colored chairs. Maybe they found these somewhere and just restored them and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's some, you can kind of get an idea of what the decor looks like. There's a sea captain photo. You can actually change these if you, like I said, this is a console, so if you hit square, you can change the pictures and select whatever you want. But I thought that'd be kind of a neat thing, like a dedication, that maybe that is Captain Jack. Looks like he has a kitty cat in the shoulder. Yeah, so his feline friend. But there's also a ship wheel there I kind of mounted. Maybe that's from his first ship or something like that, you know. Kind of use your imagination. But again, there's just mounted fish and sea creatures on the wall, and then another Captain Jack statue, and then some more decor. So a lot of it, of course, you'll see over and over. I mean, there is a significant amount of like sea-related decor for this, but again, a lot of it you'll see over and over again, which is okay. So, but also as far as the drapes and stuff, I kind of kept them rustic and country looking. And you can see little lanterns sitting on the bar here, and then some more like logos and stuff. Maybe this is the type of beer that they sell and stuff like that. The bars, it's funny, they don't actually say beer in the game. They call it juice, quote unquote. So this is technically juice, I guess they say. It's funny because like the university living ones, they have kegs, but they're juice kegs. They're not beer kegs. So obviously they're not encouraging people to drink, but it is what it is. But the bar has tap system and everything like that. And again, some of the stools to match the seats. So, but yeah, you can kind of see the walls. Just has some more decor up and stuff like that. So, but that is the bar area. Kind of get a view from above, along with the patio out here. There actually is a door, of course, right here. You can see it. It goes up to the restaurant. I was going to try and put another one in the bar, but I wanted to, obviously, didn't want the person walking behind the bar. So, but yeah, getting into this portion over here, this is kind of I guess you could say like I don't say like a party room, but like a room that has maybe a larger table for, you know, like a larger party. This has 8 people, so a lot of the rugs I used were like knits and stuff like that, so it looks really neat. But again, it has, you know, some of the buoys and the nets and stuff like that you can see, and then the ship wheels and stuff on the walls, and then mounted fish and lighting. So, but the tables are really nice because they look really rustic. They look like reclaimed wood. If you kind of zoom in, you can see them. So, unfortunately, they don't have smaller ones than this, which kind of sucks. It's just the circle ones, but it's just these real long ones. You can scale them down, of course, but then they look like coffee tables, so they don't really fit too well. But you'll notice too, I kind of changed out the wood color in each room. Not each room, but for the most part. You'll see like the main area here. You can see it's like a tealish blue color, I guess. And then over here, it's kind of the cream color, paneling. So again, just trying to make it as rustic as possible. And of course, spinning around here, I put some more signs up here, and then some more paintings and stuff like that. Again, you can change these ones. These ones are different. They have ships and stuff. So we're gonna leave that as a ship. And then of course, this is the window, I guess, where they bring food up and set it. I figured this is probably the best option. I was gonna try and put it out here along this wall, but it didn't really work out because this, of course, divides the room into the kitchen. So, I mean, they'll just have to kind of squeeze in here. I know it's kind of like interrupting the dining room area, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, that is the smaller dining area, or private room, I guess you could say, they use for parties. You just kind of get a look at that, what it looks like above. And then going into the kitchen, so if you're looking in from the door, you can kind of see. I didn't want it to look like some big commercial kitchen. Like I said, this isn't Red Lobster, so I don't want it to be real fancy. But again, you can look up and see the dining area there through here. So this is where the chefs will put up the food and stuff like that. And then the waiters and waitresses come get it. So I used a lot of the old refrigerators. You can tell by the handles and stuff like that, and the shape, they're rounded. So, but the countertops I like because they look, kind of rustic and country. I believe, again, these came in the country pack. So, but you can always change the colors and everything and stuff like that. I went with the blue because I liked that. I was gonna go with the dark blue, but figured that was too dark, so I just kept it that. And of course, I put 2 sinks in here and everything for washing dishes. I didn't want to clutter this up too much, so. But of course, there's some vents there to keep all the, I guess, I don't say exhaust, but maybe get some of the hot air there. Because if you ever worked in a kitchen in a restaurant, it's definitely not cool by any means. It's very hot in there. So, but this is the other side of the restaurant, the other side of the kitchen. You can see there's an old stove. There's a flat top here, stuff like that. And then of course, I guess you could say a hood that blows out the exhaust. And then just a couple little items here, like the pots and the silverware and stuff. So, but if we put this wall back up, I actually put, again, if you ever worked in a kitchen, they usually have like a bulletin board or something, maybe with a schedule on it or something like that. There's also a fire extinguisher and a smoke detector. And then this is actually, I believe this is called a special sign. You can write specials on it and stuff like that. So it's neat because you can see the little post-it notes on there as well. But also for this bulletin board, I'm sure it has like human resources stuff on there, safety and everything like that. Maybe this is a no smoking sign, I guess. That's what it looks like. Trust me, as a smoker, I see these all the time. So, anyways, that's the kitchen area. So again, it's not a big commercial kitchen. It's just something that you'd see maybe this is an old house converted into a restaurant, but you can kind of get an aerial view of what it is. And again, I just kept the same wall color, like the wood in there. So, but yeah, that's the kitchen for this. And then if you go back up to the main area here, there you go. So you can see the dining area with the steps. Going up the steps here, I didn't get a chance to show this before. I put this sign up there showing the bar area, and there's just some old pictures. Maybe something from a sailor's journal or something like that. You can see the like pages torn out. And in the restrooms, there's no restrooms downstairs. The restrooms are actually upstairs because there's another dining section. So I put these little stickers there indicating that the restrooms are upstairs. So, but again, this is just the rest of the waiting area. I kind of skipped this. I didn't skip it necessarily. I talked about this section a little bit, but I kind of went into the bar then. So, but this is, again, where you can sit there and wait. I like these little divider walls with little ships on them. I thought those were neat. Of course, you can change the color, just like pretty much everything else. But I wanted to keep with the cream color. I like that. So, but yeah, there's a little lobster with the specials on it and stuff like that. This is actually a little lamp. It's supposed to be the little lighthouse. This is actually like a miniature one. I just blew it up a little bit and then sat it there. I thought that was kind of a neat spot to put that. And then these tables are just the same ones in a bar. And again, I just kind of changed the colors of the chair to make it look like they were repurposed, or maybe they found them somewhere at a Goodwill or something like that, and they just kept using them. So, all right. So just kind of looking at the dining room, you can kind of see it's not real big. Obviously, there's probably 5 tables. But again, I can't remember. I'm trying to think here. There's 3 on the patio, 2 out front, 5 in the dining room, and I think there's 3 upstairs. So there's probably around 10 or 11 tables. Again, it's not a big restaurant, but you kind of get the idea. It's just like a mom and pop's place. So, but again, this is kind of what it looks like with the big area rug here. I thought that was kind of neat. And then, of course, the kitchen door with a little porthole, I guess you could say, going in, looking in there, so you don't get hit with the door when you're coming out. And then one of these horizontal pictures, I just made a lot larger because, like I said, you can actually scale them up and down. So, kind of see what they are, but yeah. I actually wanted to change that anyways because I don't like using the same one in all of them, so I kind of kept that different from the other rooms. But yeah, there's hanging plants in there, and then you can see here I scaled the pictures down again just to kind of fit between that little spot in the windows, and I put like a speaker here. Maybe there's music that they play in the background and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the overall dining room, and then if you look here, this is the door that goes out to the patio. Again, there's not a lot of room to walk through here. If you've ever been in one of these restaurant types, there's not really a lot of maneuvering space to begin with. So, but it gets the job done. And like I said, this goes out to the patio area, so you can kind of see that. But yeah, that is the main dining room. Getting an overhead look, you can kind of see what it looks like with the entrance. Like I said, I kind of want to divide the entrance with the dining room, so that's why I put up these divider walls and whatnot. So, but yeah, with that being said, let's take a look upstairs. So this is the upstairs dining area. Again, this has those larger tables that are meant for bigger parties and stuff like that. So you come up the stairs here. There's of course some decor on the walls. So, but I put another waitress station up here because obviously you don't want to trace up and down stairs with heavy dishes all the time back down to the kitchen, to wash them. So that's kind of how I did that. And then over here there's just like these are the restrooms, the men and women's room, and then it has like a little sitting area right here, the bench. I put another fish aquarium because it's, again, a seafood restaurant. So, and some more of the buoys wrapped in the net. I really like that one. That one's really cool. So, and I believe you could change the color on those as well. I can't see them. There you go. Now I just use the same banner that you saw on top of the roof, so that maybe a type of food that they offer, or maybe a beer that they offer, something. I don't know, but again, you can see the men and women's store. The restrooms are pretty simple. They look exactly the same, literally. I just kept them one floor. So it's not a very big restaurant. I was going to do stalls, but when I looked at the stalls for these, they literally take up this size of room. So it would be literally walking into the stall like that. So again, you just, of course, lock the door, and then unfortunately just have to wait a little bit. But again, there's probably 11 or 12 tables, if that, in the restaurant. So it's not a big spot. But yeah, those are the bathroom. I was going to put one downstairs as well, but I decided to keep it upstairs. So, but kind of looking at it, there's a big booths. I like these booths, but I think they're way too big. But I know they're meant to have a lot of people, but you can change the color with these. So, and I believe these came with the dine out pack. So, but again, here's a photo, a portrait. You can kind of see the different ones that are on there. So I decided to go with the female one. This may be his wife or maybe his daughter or something like that, but she has, again, the kitty cat. I guess they're big fans of cats in this game. So and I kept with the light fixtures that look like old lantern style ones. So but yeah, this is kind of the upstairs dining room. Nothing extravagant. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So, but again, I kept the area rugs underneath the tables, and then used these real long ones and kept them pressed up against the window. And I kind of kept the windows down a little bit. I did put blinds on them because sitting in a restaurant like that, sometimes the sun comes in, depending on where it's coming in at, and it hits you right in the face. So, the customers, of course, can close the blinds if they want. So, initially, I was going to do a balcony out here and put a door right here, but I decided I wanted to keep this open so I can actually use the tables with the umbrellas, because I don't use these too often. I like the idea of them. But if you look at the patio, I didn't get a chance to see this before. I may change these because all these chairs are pretty much the same color. Let me actually do that right now since we're kind of here. That way I can just save it. And just as a heads up too, I didn't upload these to the gallery yet. This will be on the gallery because this is part 3 of the restaurant build. This is going to probably be the final one for this series. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'd like to do something with the high school years because that's the most recent pack that came out at the end of July. So I may do a high school, but that's going to take a lot of time because those are really big. So, but yeah, that's kind of the upstairs, the downstairs, and the patio. I didn't want to make nothing really big and really large, and overbearing, I guess you could say. So I kept it kind of simple as far as the design goes, but you can kind of see the overhead again of what the upstairs looks like. So, but yeah, in a nutshell, guys, that's pretty much it. So I do want to apologize also. This is obviously a short stream. It's not a very big place. But anyways, I was supposed to do like the other 2 restaurants. I actually did the build on camera. I was supposed to do that this past Friday. And I came home and I literally started sitting down and getting everything ready for the stream. And I tried to open this world, and PlayStation kept giving me an error saying that the file was corrupt and the game had to close. So I did that like 2 or 3 times. I even tried reinstalling the game and nothing was working. I don't know what was going on. I tried pulling the backup from the cloud on the PlayStation servers. It just was not having it. So luckily, Saturday morning, I was able to finally get it to work. I don't know what I did. So far, so good. That's why I want to get it uploaded to the gallery. That way, somebody can download it, of course. Of course, when you guys do download this, it does have the cc.move cheat on, so you will need to have that turned on, of course, just because of the placement of some of the stuff. But yeah, I will probably more than likely cut this video tonight if all goes well. It's still early here where I'm at, so I could probably get that done and then upload it to YouTube tonight as well if all, knock on wood, works out. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm really glad. I really love doing this build with restaurants and stuff like that. I like doing houses, but the restaurants was fun, especially with the new expansion packs that came out. So you definitely have a lot more options to work with, especially with the dining out and the cats one, or the cats and dogs one. So, but yeah, before I head off, I just wanted to say thanks for stopping by. Again, it's a short stream tonight. This week is coming tomorrow. I'm pretty excited that Turtles Cowabunga Edition game comes out with all 13 games from the retro console. So I'll probably be playing that pretty much most of the tomorrow night. Knock on wood that everything goes well. And I believe the Last of Us remastered ×2, as I call it, for the PS5 comes out, I think this week or next week, maybe later on, I can't remember. I would like to get it, but I'm not paying $70 considering that I already have the game on 3 of their consoles. There's no way in heck I'm paying that amount for a game that I already have it 3 times around. So I'm fine with the graphics. Even for the PS3, the game was amazing. It's still one of my favorite games of all time, next to Resident Evil 2. So, but yeah, with that being said, guys, I will, cut this video and put some screenshots in it as well, with the live mode, people walking around inside and stuff like that. So, but overall, this is pretty much it. This is the 3rd and final build for the restaurant series. Like I said, I'm probably going to work on a school one off camera just because there's so much. And then we'll kind of do another walkthrough. I like doing it this way. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish when I got my new Mac Mini, the M1, I would have sunk the money into this game that I did when I got the new computer, and did it that way. Because I could have did the speed builds a lot easier and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time working full time to do the cutting and stuff like that. And editing of the video and things like that. So it is what it is. I enjoy doing it this way. It's not the most traditional way, I guess, the way people do it on YouTube and stuff like that, but it is what it is. You work with what you got. So, but, all right. I will let you guys go. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining me. Stay cool if it's hot where you are. We're almost done with summer, thank goodness. Fall starts 22nd of September, I think, here in the States. So hopefully it cools down soon. I'm ready for 40-degree nights and 50-degree days. So we will talk to you guys later. Like I said, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are. And we will see you this coming weekend as we start a new series. If you get a chance, check out my Instagram and Twitter pages. I do post to Facebook as well, but I'm more active on Twitter and Instagram. And then you'll also see screenshots of this build on Instagram probably tomorrow. So have a great night. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.